Clone Wars, Rookies sees a squad of Jango Fett's clones, a remote outpost, pinned down by these new commando droids, and it's the first appearance of Captain Rex, who goes on to become a fan favourite, and Commander Cody pops up as well from Episode 3, which is always fun. And yeah, so they're facing off against commando droids, these rookies, Echo, Fives, and Heavy. And there's another one as well that gets eaten. I can't remember their name. They get eaten by a giant eel, don't they?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And essentially what it is it's like they're locked down on the base, people are dying, and they've got to send a signal to the Republic so that they know that General Grievous is mounting an attack in secret. I really like the plotting of this one. And I really felt like it's a brave move to say we're going to put all the Jedi in the background and we're going to give you a load of characters that all look exactly the same, and we're going to like build them out from here, and we're going to give them personalities, and also another thing I really enjoyed was the body count. Like, it wasn't massive, but I always think, you know, like all the episodes of Doctor Who I enjoy are when the Doctor fails to save loads of people, because it always makes it feel so gut wrenching. Do you know what I mean? It's like even though we get the happy ending, the Daleks have still killed like all these people, this family, you know, all these people that wanted to do things with their lives. And I do think it's got that same feeling for me when I was watching this, like when the sergeant gets killed, and then when the other rookie gets killed by the giant eel and stuff. You're like, oh, these guys are getting picked off. Like you get the sense that the walls are closing in, and that, you know, they're not going to get out of this.
Yes, I think that's both its strength and its weakness using the clones, because it was it's such a good episode to see how the clones are and like see the rookies and get us like into their world, but also like some of the time I was like, which one is this now?
Yes.
Which clone is this? Which is the point of clones, really, because they all look the same. And I know they have paint on and stuff, but it gets on their, I was going to say costumes, I mean armour.
I agree.
They have a different paint, but it's so hard to distinguish them.
I gave it a bit of slack because I'm like, this is the first time they tried this, and later episodes that I've seen, I've never really had a problem telling them apart. But I do agree with you. There are a few points, and I watched it again this morning before we did the podcast with subtitles on, and I still was having moments where I was like, that was Rex that said that. Yeah, okay. And this other guy
because
said this.
Because it was like over, because then you've also got them talking over comms as well. So like,
yes, with helmets on, so you can't see their.
Yeah, so you've got like Heavy in the building shooting these guys down, but Rex talking to him, and you're like, wait, who is where?
Yes, yeah.
And also they're just so expendable. Like when one of them dies, they're like, oh, poor guy. It's not even like, oh, we're mourning our lost comrade. Like they're so expendable. They're all just
they've
fine.
They've got the time to mourn, have they?
No, it's true. But it doesn't seem like a big moment when one of the clones dies.
I see what you're saying. I do always kind of like, though, like the kind of when life isn't given the credence it deserves. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, that person just died, and we've got no time to give them.
Yeah, I think that's what I quite liked about it. Is I was sitting there thinking when I was watching it, I was like, this feels. I mean, correct me if you think I'm wrong. This feels more like a kind of war movie type episode than something like Rogue One did for me, in terms of that, you know, it's like a soldiers rallying up the troops to try and build the confidence to like go and attack these droids, and like having them all picked off like one by one and stuff. I just that to me, the tension of that I thought was really good, and it was nice to see, because, you know, for me, when Rogue One was being announced as like this war movie, I was like, okay, that's a really cool idea to actually see Star Wars be more like a war. War. Yeah, and I didn't particularly feel like it was like that as much. Whereas this felt a lot more like that in my opinion, so like that man on a mission.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
have I made it up?
Group of soldiers going off. To touch the base. Yeah, sorry, go on.
Have I made it up that the rookie clones haven't had as much training as they should because they're trying to rush them out?
I think it's
like called shinies, isn't they?
Yes, which I do like.
Yeah.
So they're like, compared to the droids who you can just program to be competent, these guys are like actually incompetent and they know it. They can shoot a gun, but that's pretty much the extent of it, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm intrigued to see how like they're going to get more unique as it goes on, and like I like that it's Echo and Fives, isn't it, that get inducted into like the 501st at the end. I'm like, that's a nice. Scene. It's nice, isn't it? And also it's kind of riffing on the Yavin 4 ceremony scene. But yeah, I could always tell Rex apart. And I feel like he stood out the most as like a clear, defined character. And then there was more archetypes with the other ones. Like Echo was kind of like the nerdy one, wasn't he? But like, I had to. It took me the second watch to be like, okay, the nerdy one is this name Echo.
Yes.
Like, whereas before I was just like, oh, Echo's one of them, but I couldn't tell you which personality matches which.
Yeah, I couldn't.
And you can see like how competent Rex is when that giant eel comes out of the ground and he just shoots it down straight away. I remember being like, oh well, that's over, and it's just to show that they couldn't defeat it before when it was right in front of them, and Rex is just like pew pew,
Yeah.
he's down.
It's always one of those like kind of I hate the term plot armor, but like in the way that the first clone that gets killed by the giant eel, he's got no time to mount a counterattack. He just But then obviously when he comes out of a Rex, he comes out like right in front of him,
like a badass, yeah.
Rex has got like a clear shot, like
Exactly.
But yeah, you are right. It's to communicate, isn't it? That like,
Yeah.
oh, now Rex is here. He's like a veteran. He knows what he's doing. Like,
And how long is the episode?
I think it's about 25 minutes again.
They squeeze so much in
do, yeah.
for
They do.
that time. Like they could make a movie out of like that plot.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Also, we haven't even spoken about the commando droids, which I really
yeah.
liked.
Yeah, no, yeah, cool.
I really like that kind of.
Roger.
Well, I like they still say Roger Roger, but it's that kind of like dull tone.
Yeah.
And they've got more. Their whole area is way more intimidating,
Yes,
isn't it?
definitely.
It's definitely helped by the fact they're far stronger. I love the little moments like when one of them jumps down on one of the troops and they've got like a sword. It's like that would be terrifying,
Yeah.
wouldn't it? If they
They
actually
look
came up close
like-
quarters.
And then again, doesn't Captain Rex just dodge it and break his neck? Doesn't
He does reckon, yeah. He does reckon. He does reckon.
Rex.
Captain Rex?
He wrecks them.
just to go back to the whole rookie shinies thing. I was sitting there and I was thinking,
cooking.
well, if they're all clones of Django, right? Then surely they're never really rookies.
Why don't they look like Jamie Foxx? I was thinking the same thing.
It's true. Yeah, the D is silent. But yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, why are they?
I like the way you die, Clanker.
Brilliant. Why are they like? Do you know what I'm trying to say here? Like the rookies, but yet they have a base level of Django abilities,
but
right?
it's the only clone that's like a purebred exact copy of Django is Boba.
Boba.
And then the rest of them.
They just look like him. So what's the point?
Well, it's like it's like Brave New World in the sense that like they're grown and they have like different specializations
Yeah, of
built
course,
in.
yeah.
So it's like they come out the womb already being a certain level of prowess. But yeah, no, I do agree with you. It is weird because like even a moment ago when I said Rex was a veteran, it's like he's not really a veteran, is he? It's like they've all been around the exact same time, but obviously they're bred.
Yeah.
I mean, they're made in waves, aren't they? They're made in like batches.
Yeah.
So there are going to be clones that are like older than some, and they're constantly churning
Yes,
them out.
yes,
that
that's
is
true.
true,
But,
that is true,
but relatively,
And also,
Do you know what I mean?
don't
They're all the
forget,
same.
like Rex was probably part of the first wave that we saw in Attack of the Clones. So they had loads of time to be trained, if you think about that. So that first wave is going to be way more trained than
that
the
is
latest
true.
wave.
That is true because they were actually like growing out normally, weren't
Yeah,
they?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're right. You're
yeah.
right.
So I guess it's more experience on the field rather than their actual ability.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh god, I do love that bit where Kenobi goes through the halls and he sees all the clones eating, and then they walk out onto the balcony and they're all just like, oh man, I've got such a soft spot for Attack of the Clones.
I know
I
you
do.
do.
It's my mark to bear, isn't it?
I think, is it Camino where all the clones are? I think
Yeah.
that's a really cool location. I really
yeah.
like it. And I like it on Battlefront where you can play on Camino. I
It's
think
one of the
really
best.
Cool. Yeah.
Definitely. One of
Yeah,
the best
yeah.
worlds in Star Wars. We've always said this, haven't we? Camino's been pretty.
Oh yeah, I love Camino. I mean, I just love how it kind of mirrors Cloud City. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like air, sea, and it's like stormy and horrible. And also,
the opposite almost.
yes, yeah, it's nice, isn't it? It's nice. It's nice inverse of what
Yeah.
you got before, but also you're not sitting there looking at it going, "Oh, it's Cloud City again." Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
different enough that it feels like a fresh thing.
Definitely.
I was always so enamored as a child watching it, like the idea that like it's always raining, it's always storming, like that whole planet is just like one big storm.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean?
Like England.
Essentially, yeah. That's
Maybe that's why you like it, yeah.
It feels just like home. My mum's got like a 2-foot long neck as well. Yeah. So made me feel like a normal kid.
You know, your dad's a bounty hunter and they just cloned you.
I'd love if my dad was Django Fair. I'm gonna shed a tear.
Tamir Morrison.
Tamir Morrison's my
That
dad.
would be really cool.
He'd be fantastic.
That would be
He'd be
cool.
fantastic.
That would be pretty cool.